Do you understand where all of this is going? Dr. Shelley has brought hope to the hopeless. Let that sink in. Okay. Sink in? Okay, good. And we want to say thank you for all of you guys who are here and sharing this platform with me today. I so appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I know a lot of you guys are still working because I had a few messages saying, girl, I'm working. When are you going to talk? It's not about me. It's about the speakers that come here and pour into you guys. So you guys could listen to something different. People who work from their heart. And I'm going to keep repeating that. You work from your heart, everything else work out for you. Work from your heart, not just for your fingertip. Okay? Now, the next lady that I am going to introduce to you, I call her Mama D. Okay? But she is Dr. Pastor Dorothy Ross. Now, she is a friend. She is mama to me. So if y'all out there looking up, this my mama. Yes, I'm the only girl. I'm the only girl. Okay, for her. No, Rockamore, when you talk about her, you could say that. But I'm right now, it's me. I'm the only girl. Okay. She is the founder of Woman Rockin' Life, a spiritual force of encouragement. She brings healing, wisdom, and her message today is about designing your life, live your dream, and embrace your sexy, sassy, and a little bit of spicy golden age. Okay? So she's telling you right now, you might be old, but you still can sizzle. So let me introduce you to Pastor Dr. Ross.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, I want to start by saying to everyone that's here on the platform, if you've ever thought that your years have just passed you by and that you just don't have any time left to do anything, you're so busy, everybody wants something from you, you don't have time for yourself, let me tell you something. It's time for you to stop, pause, and give yourself permission to live. And the reason why I say that is because when we talk about sexy, sassy, and spicy, it's not exactly what you think it is, okay? It's not about your physical appearance, but it's more about your confidence, your vitality, how you feel about your own self. And it's about owning your own body at any age, no matter what size it is, what color you are, it makes no difference. But I want to share a quick story with you. I mean, I had so much I wanted to share, but I don't think I want to go off of the information that I wrote. I want to tell you that when you say that you're sexy, it's about having confidence, owning your own skin, having energy, being unique. And when we talk about sassy, we're talking about knowing what you're worth. You stop fading in the background and you start stepping up and making sure that people notice you. And when we talk about spicy, we're talking about loving life, finding adventure, and keeping your spirit alive. You know, sometimes they tell you that in the world that words will kill you. And they're actually right. Not kill the body, but it'll kill what's on the inside of you. So we have to really, really think of our minds as being something that is not caged up, in other words. Because if you're walking around and you've got fear or you don't believe in yourself, if you believe that you can't do anything at all because you got to have somebody else with you, let me tell you something. Then you've got your mind locked up in a cage. And we know the Bible has nothing to do. I can't help bring the Bible in here. It tells us we have to renew our minds and we have to renew our minds daily. How do we do that? We have to renew with positive thoughts. So on that mark, let me tell you a couple of things about me that stopped me in my tracks. I hadn't had a job in a few years. I didn't have the money that I wanted. I was like $75,000 in debt, and I just didn't know really what to do. Let me tell you something. I sit down at the kitchen table. When they say, hold God accountable for what he says, you do that. I sit at the table, and me and God, we had a personal conversation. But in that personal conversation, let me tell you something. I began to feel a change come over me. I began a few months later with a job. I hated the job. I wanted them to fire me. I did it. I couldn't quit because I promised God I was going to take the job. But let me tell you something. I am so glad that I did not leave that job because that job allowed me to be able to retire and I don't have to go get a job at all. I don't have to do anything but just live. And that was one of the things that I wanted is to not be able to, when I retired, I didn't want to have to stop living. I didn't want to have to back up where I was at. I wanted to move full force ahead. I stepped out and I decided to get into real estate. I learned from myself. So don't tell me that, oh, well, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. Look, you better get into Google, Chat, GPT, somebody, and figure out what it is you need to do to make sure that you have what you need. Being confident, standing out. You ought to be at a point where when you walk into a room, that room stops and they look at you and say, did you see her? Did you hear what she said? Man, you know what? I need some of what she's got. So, like I say, God began to work with me because I began to ask. And let me tell you something. I bought my first six flat for $30,000 when they were asking for $249,000. Then I decided I don't want to be a landlord. So I sold it. I sold it for what they were trying to get me to pay to get it. So I know that God, I'm so sorry for you guys that don't want to hear about God. You better stick your fingers in your ear. I'm so sorry. But I know God has a way of putting things in you because God tells us that He has plans for our lives. He also tells us that He loves us all the way to the end. If we're obedient and do what He says, there's nothing that He'll hold out from us. But you got to remove the fear. You got to get confident in who you are. For 20 years, I worked with men, and I thought I had to become one of the boys because they didn't like me. No, I didn't. When I stopped trying to be somebody else and I began to be myself, I began to move up in the company. Okay. I began to stand on my own and say, hey, look, I may be the only female here, but let me tell you something. You got something to deal with when you deal with me. And God will give you that kind of confidence. Okay. How do you get it? You got to believe what God says about you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're God's masterpiece, made in his own image. So you don't have to worry about what other people think about you. You don't even have to worry about what other people are doing. Just worry about being you and moving forward, doing some of the things that you want to do. I never thought I'd be able to travel abroad, okay? But I did. I began to pray and ask God, Lord, give me some sisters. That's what I wanted. I wanted some sisters, but it looked like I gained three daughters. Okay. I didn't get the sisters, but they're coming. They're coming. But I got three daughters that I can feed into, I can talk to. I've always got an open ear listening to whatever is going on with them. And God is so good that when you become confident in your own self, you be surprised at what you draw. There are places that I go, people that I'm around, and I don't know anything about them. They don't know me. I've never met them, and they'll walk up and say, "You know what? And Fabulous Camille can contest to this. God told me that you got something to tell me, and it just recently happened to me again. And today I had the guy coming in to clean my carpet in the living room. And when he got through, he didn't leave. He was like, I just want to talk to you. I don't have anybody to feed into me. And I really believe that you got some stuff that I need.
Oh yeah.
That's what you want. That is what you want. You want people to see you, believe in you, and know that whatever it is that's attached to you is good and they want some of it.
Yes,
So let me tell you something quickly in my close. There's only three things that you really have to worry about, okay? And that is pleasing the mighty warrior
mm,
who is always with you. Who is that? That's God. Why I say that? Because he declares, once again, I've already said this, that I have deeply loved you with an everlasting love, and I have a plan and a purpose for your life. He also says that God will always, always look at you as the grand masterpiece that I created. And then he says, I've already affirmed you. You're chosen. But not only are you chosen, you're my special possession. And
mm.
because of that, I delight in you and I rejoice over you, and I will sing your praises each and every day. Thank you.
Okay, you guys should be doing this right now. Clap. Thank you for clapping. You got a little touch of what to come because I have so many surprises coming for you guys. Pastor Dorothy, it's so awkward calling her Pastor Dorothy. I'm so used to saying Mama D, but we have to keep the professional thing going. Okay, Pastor Dorothy, thank you so much for saying yes, for coming, and for being a part of JFC for you. I pick up the phone and I call you, you answer. I said, okay, we're heading for Sri Lanka. And you said, when? I said, we're heading for Nigeria. You said, when? I'm heading for Jamaica. You said, oh, yeah, I'm ready for that one. And you have impact and prayed over and nourished a lot of people that needed it. And I was one of those people that needed it because I needed that extra covering. And you did that for our team. And you, just like Scan, you come the 5th of every month where when they have that 5 Sunday in a month, you show up to serve the families that we take care of. And I'm so appreciative of you. I thank you so much. And I cannot wait to see what all God have in store for us. Thank you.